Welcome to the Social Stack, your go-to channel for real estate marketing based in technology. I'm Amy Stack, and today we're going to go over 30 days of posting ideas for your different social media sites, all based on real estate. The first thing I want to show you, I am going to pull my note sheet over and then share my screen, because if you guys are not familiar with Outfront magazine, it is a Keller Williams publication that they posted this lovely article that we're going to use for the basis of our class today. So I've got the article pulled up here, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in the chat. Let me click the right button. Here's chat. So if you guys are new to Zoom, go ahead and look for, you should see a red little button, or not button, a little dot pop up on your chat, and that'll let you know where that is so you can find that link. So that link is exactly what I'm looking at right here. So you can see it says 30 social post ideas for a bountiful November. So I'm just going to be going through some of the samples in here. This did break it down day by day. However, you can put these in whatever order is best for your business. Now, obviously, some of them, like Diwali did just pass, so you don't want to post that on the wrong day because it's, you know, a date specific post. However, we have some great ideas about posting for sale information. See, it's time to get cooking. Let your audience see 3 listings with fully upgraded kitchens, right? And you can see that a lot of these items have underlines, grab a graphic, for sale. So if you are logged into Command and you click on this link, it's going to take you to your Command account, to that specific template that you can then customize for your business. Look at that. And there's a whole bunch to choose from. Now, if anybody's watching and you are not using Command, or you're not with Keller Williams, these post ideas are still fantastic ideas for you to structure around your real estate business. So this would just be use a for sale graphic, and you can use your favorite design platform for that. You know, a lot of people like Canva, you know, stuff like that. So some people use Adobe or have a marketing coordinator that works for them. So you can just present these ideas to your team if you're working with a team. So like I said, we're going to kind of go through some of these popular tips here. And I'm going to show you what you have access to and how you can update them. Does that sound good? All right. So now that you all have that article, feel free to pull it up. I am still on that for sale one. So I've just clicked the for sale button. So I want to remind you guys, definitely always check with your managing broker. I know the rules vary by state, but here, if you do not have your own listing and somebody else in your office does, as long as you get permission, you are able to advertise that listing, not as your own, but you can just advertise a listing in the area. So if you don't have your own listing, you can still use this idea. And you can see as this page has loaded in, across the top, I have several options here for different template layouts. So the design feel will still stay the same, but if I know that I want to post a story on Instagram, I can go to social stories, and all of these templates are formatted for that specific location. If I want a square because I'm putting it in my regular feed, or maybe I'm putting it on multiple accounts, that square is something that's going to be, that's probably going to be your best bet if you're posting the same graphic against multiple platforms, as far as how it's going to appear. It will show the nicest. Whereas if you do a story and you post it on Facebook, it's going to get kind of crunched vertically. If you do a social wide and you post it on Instagram, it's going to get crunched horizontally. So that square is going to look really nice across all your different platforms. Okay. So all you have to do is select the one that you want to use. I'm just going to, you just hover over them and you'll see that little use button pop up. So we'll just click this one. And the template's all built for you. All you have to do is click on the different elements that you want to update. For example, I'm guessing that's not the address that you want to advertise. A little pro tip for you when you're using the text button is you can hover over this little bar at the top that says typewriter, and it's going to open up this lovely little drawer is what we call it. And you can just type right in there. So instead of Spruce, we'll just do Main Street. you know, type whatever information you want in there, save changes, and now the text has been updated at the top of my graphic. So you can do that with all of the different text items here. You can put your own logo in here. I've got my asset set up already, so I can just replace my logo. Just move it up a little bit like that. And your photos. All right, here's a cool tip I don't know if you guys are aware of. You can definitely upload images as you desire. So if you have something on your computer that you want to upload, you can do that. There's this image button at the top left here, and I can just hit add. And right here, I can upload whatever photos I would like, and you can see the photo that's already in that image. Now, let's say we're talking about something for sale. So that means it's on the MLS already. Well, what's on the MLS? Pictures of houses, right? So instead of having to go to the MLS, find the listing, download the images, and then upload them to command, you can hit this cool little KWLS button right here. And this does only work for active. It won't work for something that's a PLN. Does anybody have an active listing right now?
I have in private.
Oh, see, it won't feed in from the private unless you've added it to the Keller Williams listing system.
Okay.
Does anybody have one that's active on the MLS?
5513 Middaw.
I'm typing in the wrong box. 2 Ds in Middow?
Yes, AUGH,
And what town is that?
Downers.
All right. Oh, I should have put Illinois. This does search the whole country. So if you want to highlight that you know people in other parts of the country and you can refer business, you can look for listings in those areas too. Just make sure, like I said, check with the broker for the rules and of course the list agent. But here's that Middow one. I can just click on it. I can hit select and we'll wait for a second. And all of these pictures are the images that are on the MLS. Look, I didn't have to go find it on the MLS, didn't have to download them. I even have listing details in here so I can find out some of those frequent pieces of information that you want, you know, like beds, baths, square footage. So if I go back to my photo side and I think that this is a really cool porch that I want to feature, you guys see how when I select the picture, it gets outlined? There's that little blue outline on there. Do you see that? See some head nods? Okay, so you need to have that little outline and then you come over to the left and find the picture you want to use. And as I hover over the images, I have a plus sign that'll just drop it on top of my images that are already there. However, I have this little circular arrow that says replace image. So if I click that, it's actually going to pop it right in the same place and keep all the formatting for you. So it's nice and simple and you don't have to deal with, if I just click it, you see how it goes right on top. Then I have to deal with resizing it and you're like, oh, that doesn't look good. And you're playing with all that stuff. You don't have to worry about that. Click the image, hit the replace button. It's all formatted for you. What do you think? Nice and easy? Perfect. So now this is in my designs. This is the name. So I'm just going to call it, what was it, Middow? AUGH? Yeah.
Yes.
We call it Middow. So that's going to be saved in my designs now. So that's here. And I can go ahead and download it. And in this case, I don't want a PDF because I'm going to put it on social media. So I want a PNG or a JPEG, whichever file you prefer. I like to use the PNGs because you can see it says high quality right there. I'm just going to hit download. So remember that I've already downloaded this one. Okay. And then let's see what some of the other ideas were. We can.
Amy, can I ask a question?
Of course, please do.
Can I ask a question? Yeah. So my question is, you know, what you just showed, which was for the active listing, but how about if I'm on the buyer's side, if I'm going to have, it's clear to close and it's going to close soon, I can still put the address and get the pictures, or does it have to be my listing?
No, you have access. That's a great question. You have access to anything on the MLS.
Okay, because when I'm searching the address from the buyer side, not like the photos are not coming up.
So it depends on what is still on the MLS, and if it's not active anymore, that could be part of it. Are you finding the address, Or are you not?
Yeah, I'm finding the address, but the
Okay.
photos are not. I think it's contingent on MLS, so then it won't show up.
It might only be feeding if it's currently active or if it's your.
Oh,
So you can try searching by these other filters too. So yours, if you can't find the listing by typing in the address, you can search by these others. I hit these little bars
okay.
right here, and you
Yeah.
have other ways to pull up the listing.
Okay. Got
But
it.
it sounds like yours is coming up. You're just not seeing the images. So
Yeah.
check to see. It could be because it's not active is one thing. But then sometimes agents will take the pictures down. Usually it's not until after the property closes, but sometimes they'll take them down sooner. So you can check that too.
Yeah, no, I think the pictures are there, but I'll try the other options you just mentioned.
Maybe will
Yeah.
help. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, good question. This is, just so you guys know, just like the MLS is finicky, this is going to be picky because sometimes the address has south or west in it. Sometimes it doesn't. It all depends on how it's entered into the MLS, which is why sometimes these other filters come in handy. So you can see there's the MLS number you can search by, the list agent, stuff like that. Okay, so that was the for sale. And then you can see there's some ideas like when you need a moment to get away, where do you go? Share the special spot that provides you with peace and quiet. So this is something that you would pull from your life story, right? So it's not always going to be just sold, just listed, for sale. You want to mix some of your own personal flavor in there. So that is something you could literally just take a picture of your favorite little reading nook in your house and post about it. Okay, so that's something you could do for that example. So we have our, daylight savings time just happened. So if we go to this button here that says grab a graphic, we have several holiday graphics. I'll let that load. So you can always find different holiday graphics in Command as well. So I'm letting that page load. I just want to look at some of these other ones for you. Suggestion of posting about an open house. Same thing we did with the for sale. There's a ton of open house graphics. So I'm going to open that up and let that load. How well does your audience know you? Put them to the test with a trivia game. These are so much fun. Has anybody posted questions or polls or anything like that in their stories on Facebook or Instagram? This is a really fun way to get people to interact, and you don't have to put it in your story. You could put it on your personal feed as well. But you can just do a post that has a couple of questions and let people respond in the chat, just to build up engagement. It doesn't have to be real estate specific, but it gets you in front of your clients some more. So that's an example of a fun little engagement post. Let's go take a look at those holiday ones. So here's the example of some of the Diwali ones that just passed. Hanukkah, and as I scroll down, you'll see they'll load up. Veterans Day is this week, you guys, so there's lots of templates in there. And these ones are pretty much ready to go. All you need to do is click on the one you want. Again, just hit use. And 90% of the work is done. We have a logo in here that we want to swap out. And my logo is a little bigger, so I'm going to readjust it a little bit. And I'm done. I'm just going to hit download. Make it that PNG again and hit download. How easy was that? So most of the holiday graphics are like that. Now you could absolutely, if you wanted to add text or a picture or something, you could definitely do that. But why? Why spend the time when a professional design team has already put these together for you? Just put your logo on it and call it a day, right? The open house ones look very similar to that for sale one. So if I go back to my for sale, you can see I've got kind of that thin line box around it with the little red brackets on the sides. I bet there's going to be an open house template that matches that or has something similar. Here we go. Here's some elements right here that have those same thin lines, so I can have a cohesive brand throughout all of my marketing materials. So if I go ahead and click use, it'll load in just like before. And you can see how we've got our thin lines in here. We've got our red accents and the vertical lines there. And again, you can just click on your text to update the text you want, and we can swap out our photos and my information here. So like I could just put Amy Stack. right? You can update the time of your open house. Now, let's say you really like this layout, but red's not your color. Maybe you have a different color for your brand. I can just click on the text, click my red little button, dot, circle, whatever you want to call it, right at the top here. And you can see I have access to a whole bunch of colors. So if you've set up your brand assets, you can find different libraries. So these are the Keller Williams ones. These are colors that are already in the template. And then I can, oops, sorry about that. I can also choose any color I want from here. And I've got this cool little eyedropper. So if I hit this, I can go anywhere on my computer. I'm going to go to my desktop. You guys won't see that. But you can go anywhere you want. Oh, maybe it won't work because the way I'm sharing my screen. And pick up a color. Like here, let's do this. I'm going to pull in a picture really quick. What was it? 5512 Mido?
13.
Okay. Oh, so close.
Oh, so
Okay, so we're going to select Mido. All right, now, okay, I'm going to put this blue wall in my graphic here. So we have this blue and this nice little like rusty orange color. I'm going to click on that open house. I want to change that color, and I'm going to grab that eyedropper button. And wherever I hover over, it's going to color match that exact element. So if you guys have a logo and you have your color that's, you know, a specific color you use every time, you can put your logo in, do your eyedropper, hit apply, and now my open house is exactly the same color as that blue right there. So you can do the same thing with your logo and make sure that all of your fun little elements like this are that same blue. And once I've selected that blue as a color, you'll notice it's showing up in my template colors. So I don't have to hit the eyedropper every single time.
Amy, I'm sorry. Can you go through that one more time where you found the eyedropper, please?
Of course. So we'll switch the blue to the orange. So you click the element you want to change the color on. Hit your color at the top. There's gonna be a little circle of that same color. And at the bottom left, there's a little eyedropper. You see that? So you click your eyedropper and you hover over whatever color you want to feature. So like this one's kind of gray. We maybe want that dark brown, but we're going to choose this orange. But like I have a lighter orange, I have a darker orange, right? Like kind of more peachy there. So pick the one you want. And then all you have to do is hit apply. And now you can see that my orange has picked up here. And now that I have that color officially in my template, if I want to change another element, just select it, hit that same little color drop at the top, that circle. And because that's in my template now, it's right here. I don't have to hit the eyedropper again. So I can just switch everything to that same color.
Great, thank you.
Of course. The beauty of this, that was a great question. I'm happy to, if I go too fast, just let me know. The great part about this is once you do that once, if you want to use this template again and have a new property, you can just copy the template, and I'll show you that in just a minute. Let's save this. We'll just call it Rust Open House. Okay. You hit done. So let's say I have all my colors in place. I put all my name, my information, my picture in there. I don't want to have to do that every time I make an open house graphic, right? So if I'm in my designs, on the left-hand side, we're at this little paintbrush. This is the screen. As soon as you click the paintbrush, this is the screen that pops up. I can choose this button up here. Do you guys see where it says all types? Perfect. So then depending on what it is you're looking at, these are social media graphics. Oh, I may have been in print when I opened that. You can look through all the different types of things you have created. Let me refresh my page here. There we go. Oh. Oh no, I broke it, you guys. It's okay. Might still be loading. All of your graphics that you created will be in here, whether it's print, social, etc. Well, maybe I didn't save it in the right spot. And all you would have to do is hit the three little dots and hit make a copy, and it'll be in there for you. I don't know where I saved it. I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry. I should have paid more attention to when I opened it up. But that in theory is how that would work. And you can see if I leave it on all types, you can just literally scroll through everything at the bottom. So you can see I've got lots of stuff in there. Okay. Then if you open up the copy, it's already ready to go. You can make a copy or you can just edit the one that's in there. But if you're doing an open house on something and you might do the same open house next week, you don't want to erase all the stuff you put in there. Just make a copy of it and edit the new address for that new property. Does that make sense? Perfect. Okay. So I think you guys get an idea of how this works with the list of all the ideas, and that you can click on these things like the personally branded magazine, the whole class on that recorded if you guys want to see more about that. So you get lots of ideas from here, but it's like, okay, great. I have all these ideas. Now I know how to get the graphics, how to update them. How do I schedule them? So I can spend one day doing this and have it ready to go for the rest of the month, right? When you are in Command, we're going to go back to our icons on the left-hand side. There's this little campaigns button. It looks like a megaphone. Go ahead and click that megaphone. And we're going to go to create campaign in the top right button. Today, we want to talk about free social posts. We don't want to do any paid advertising. So we're going to hit social post. And I don't have a Facebook account connected. So if you guys get that same message, I've had one connected, it just disconnected, so I can hit reconnect. If you have not connected it, it will prompt you to connect your Facebook account. You do need to log into your personal profile, and then it will have you select your business page. You can only use this scheduler for business pages, and that's to help keep you out of Facebook jail. We don't want you to get in trouble for posting business stuff on your personal profiles. So if you have not already connected that, you'll get some prompts on how to connect it. So I'm just going to hit reconnect. And we're going to put in my Keller Williams page. You can link multiple pages if you want to. I just chose the one for right now. And so this is very similar to like if you went straight to Facebook. You can type your story here. Whatever you want to say, and then look at this. Image, video, or link. You have options on what you want to upload. Today we talked about specifically images. And we have browse design library or upload an image. So if you made something or have an image that is not inside Command, all you have to do is hit upload here. If you did it inside Command, we can browse our design library and you'll have access to all the graphics you've made inside designs. Oh, I thought that was the veterans one. I clicked the wrong one, but you get the idea. So here's Martin Luther King. I'm a little early, that's February. But it'll pull right in. And then depending on where you want it to go, if it's in your story or on your regular feed, you can choose, how you want it to appear and crop, and you can zoom in and out and just hit crop. And there's our preview. You can add multiple pictures if you want to. It will always put your office logo in there. So if you are creating these in designs and pulling them in to this scheduler, you don't have to put your office logo on there. Do put your personal or team logo on there. It will only put the office logo in through the scheduler. You guys do have the ability, everybody who has Facebook or Instagram has the ability to schedule posts through their Facebook business page. So if you're not wanting to use Command, or again, not a Keller Williams agent, you don't have access to this, then you can schedule directly through Facebook. Obviously, your logo won't populate to Facebook, so you'll have to have that on there as well. And then our next section here is schedule. So I can schedule my post or publicly. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say too, you can use Business Suite to schedule to Facebook, and if you want to Instagram.
Oh yeah, there's tons of third-party programs out there. Buffer, Cinshare, Hootsuite, there's a whole bunch. Some are free. Later is a good one for Instagram. So yeah, they're going to be different costs. Some are free up to a certain point. I like to call those freemiums.
Yeah.
You can definitely check out those as well. And they'll all have different, like I said, scheduling options for what type of content you can post and how frequently and stuff like that, where you can connect to. This one will do Facebook business pages right through command. I'm going to hit schedule and we'll pretend this is kind of close to Veterans Day. So we'll put Thursday, and if I scroll down, I have my calendar and my time. So I can set the date and the time I want it to go out and which page I want it to connect to. So like I said, if you do have multiple pages, you can select multiples. Oh, there we go. I accidentally clicked this is the one I didn't have connected. That's okay. This one's not connected. That's why I was getting that message. I have two different accounts linked to it, so it got confused. So I've selected the page I want it to go to, and then I'm going to hit schedule. And if you wanted to publish right now, you would hit publish immediately. But the reason I scheduled that is because I want you guys to see, I'm going to go back to the home page. Anytime you're like, shoot, I can't remember, I started working on my posts. I know I have some scheduled to go out, but I can't remember when I stopped, what I have up there and ready to go. You can always come back to campaigns, so that megaphone button. And now we're on our campaigns dashboard. At the very top in the middle, there's a button that says social posts, and this will bring you to your social calendar. So you can see I have something here on November 11th that's showing me I have a post ready to go out. And if I scroll down, I'll have my most current post showing. So this is exactly what I have scheduled, when it's being posted and where it's being posted. And I can hit my three little dots and I can edit or delete it. And then I see a question came in the chat. Do they have plans to connect other social media channels? We post to all of our social media sites. That's a great question. This has to do a lot with who is willing to sign the Keller Williams data pledge. So if you guys did not know, any company that is connected to Command has said that they will not sell any of your or your clients' information, and they won't provide it to any services without permission. So if companies are not willing to sign that, unfortunately, we're not able to connect with them. I hope that helps answer your question, but they do want to be able to give you access to as many platforms as possible. We just have to make sure that they are up to our standards and your standards. So one other thing I wanted to point out on this screen is that on the right, we have these quick posts. So if you're really at a loss, you saw all of your posts here and you're like, okay, I picked all the ones I want. Still need a couple more. These aren't all resonating with me. Come check out that quick post section. So this is on the social media dashboard inside campaigns. They update these every few weeks. And you can see I can hit this little shuffle button right here, but there's an image in there. There's text in there already. And I can shuffle and I can see different options, and they're pre-written and ready to go for you. And then if I want to share it, I just hit this little share arrow. And it's all set up for me, yet I do have the ability to go in and make any updates if I would like to. I'm not going to schedule that one. And I'm going to delete this one. Okay, so that is a quick run through of where you can get ideas on how to come up with content for posts. You can see that you can link into them to get to the different graphics that are already right in command for you. Oh, I don't think I hit done on this one. And then you can upload them right into your social feeds right here, or you can take those. You can download them from command and then take them to your favorite third-party scheduling service. Did that help you guys figure out how you can come up with content quickly and get it put together in a timely fashion and schedule it so you don't have to remember to do it every single day? I see some head nods. Perfect. All right, it is 11:02, so I want to honor your time. That is the official end of the tutorial today. I am happy to answer questions if anybody wants to stick around.
Thank you. Amy, I do have a question.
Please.
People who, when you post content to your business page, does your regular Facebook page, would they see that content as well? Or is it just on your Facebook page, whoever has been invited and on it?
So that's a great question. Your Facebook business page is a public page. So anybody that's on Facebook, or even people that aren't, if they're searching for something and your post meets that criteria, they can see that. Now, the way the algorithms work, they're going to be less likely to see it if they don't like your page, of course, but it is available to anyone. You can go and share from your public page to your personal profile. There's little share buttons. You can do that. You can share to somebody specifically. You can share to groups or to other pages. So there are lots of sharing options, that those would be manual touches through the platform. In this case, Facebook. And then I know that some people are actually going and not necessarily sharing the post, yet going back to the post and tagging their personal profile in it. Because I don't know if you guys have seen this in notifications, but a lot of times Facebook will say, hey, your friend Amanda was tagged in this post. And you're like, oh, what was she tagged in? And I'll go click on it, right? So if your business page tags your personal profile, your friends are more likely to get a little notification that, hey, this business page tagged Pam. And then I'd be like, ooh, what was that? And I go click on it and I see Pam's business page with that post that she just created. But that again is going to be a little bit of a manual touch for you.
I
Okay,
have a
thank you
question
so
when
much.
you're done.
I have a quick question, Amy. Do you recommend using hashtags for optimization in your post?
Yeah, I do. Depending on the platform, it's going to be a little different. I do.
For Facebook specifically.
Yeah, so you can definitely do hashtags. You're going to do less on Facebook than you would on something like Instagram. And again, on your demographics, you'll have different hashtags. I always recommend having one at least that is specific to you, to your brand, and you always want to use that as your first hashtag. That's just to help keep you top of mind, so it's the first thing they read. They can quickly find other posts that you put out there.
Can you give me an example? Would that include my name or?
It could. So like mine is the social stack.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Of course. And then I think Jackie had a question too.
Yeah, could you review what you were saying about what posts or sharing of posts can get you in Facebook jail and which ones can't? Because you said before you can't post to your personal page, but then you said you can share to it. Is that the difference?
Yeah, so for rule of thumb for Facebook, you do not want to post any business content to your personal page directly.
Directly.
Personal profile. You can absolutely share it. So if you think about it this way, what's one of your favorite brands? Clothing, food, whatever. What's one of your favorites?
Oh, I can't think of anything. Okay. Well, I like Dermaca cream. Dermaca cream.
Okay, so let's say Dermaca Cream has a Facebook page, right? They are the business, and you, Jackie, see something on their page and you go and click, oh, I want to share this with my friends. So I hit share and now it's showing on my personal profile.
Right.
That's different than Dermaca Cream posting it on your profile.
Okay.
That makes sense?
That absolutely does. Thank you.
Yeah, that's you as the consumer sharing something from a business versus a business saying that they're a personal profile and spamming all the other personal profiles.
Gotcha. Great. Thank you for clarifying.
Thank you behind that. Of course. Happy to do
Amy,
so.
do reposts, like the repost something, does that cover as well? If you're not sharing, but you're doing one of those, using a repost app?
Wait, so where is it going to? Wait,
So if it was going to, let's say it was going from our group, our Wardlow group page, and an agent wanted to have it on their page instead of sharing, they repost, because I've seen them do that too.
Yeah, so the original content is on the business page, correct? Then yes, as long as that's where the original content is, you're good to go. And honestly, so those are the Facebook rules. I see people do it all the time. I just don't want somebody to get in trouble and get locked out of their accounts. So just be careful. Facebook has, their rules and regulations in place. If you're doing it a lot, chances are somebody's going to report you, and that's when you're going to get in trouble with Facebook. All right. Any other questions I can help you guys with today?
I have one other one if no one else does. Is there anywhere on Command that specifically has content for luxury?
So
stock
if
stuff.
you are a luxury designated agent, all of the things that we looked at today will also, I shouldn't say all of them, but a lot of the categories, there will be like a luxury tag and you'll have access to the luxury logo within those same graphic collections.
But not necessarily a separate set of like stock photos or anything like that.
Not stock photos, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course. Anything else I can help you guys with? No? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and end the recording.